everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. After more than a decade away from the BBC, Good Morning Britain presenter Susanna Reid has stunned fans with a surprise return to the network that first made her a household name. The moment she appeared on screens, dressed in a smart navy blue blazer with that signature confident smile, viewers were left blinking in disbelief. Was this a permanent return, a nostalgic cameo, or something much more unexpected? Social media immediately erupted in speculation, with fans tweeting variations of, "Wait, what is Susanna Reid doing on the BBC again? And did I accidentally time travel back to 2013? It's been 11 years since Susanna packed up her morning show coffee cup and moved from BBC Breakfast to ITV's Good Morning Britain, launching a new era in her career alongside co-hosts like Ben Shepherd and, for a turbulent time, Piers Morgan. Her defection was seen as a major shift in the UK breakfast television landscape. So to see her back on BBC turf has thrown fans into a spiral of speculation, excitement, and more than a little confusion. Let's clarify the facts first. Susanna Reid has not left Good Morning Britain. Her BBC appearance was part of a special feature for the upcoming general election coverage. Reid joined BBC's political panel for a one-off guest appearance in their Women in Westminster segment, a bold topical conversation about female representation in Parliament and media responsibility in political reporting. Insiders say the BBC specifically requested Reid for the panel, citing her tenacious interview style, powerful presence, and influence across demographics. In other words, even the Beeb couldn't ignore her enduring star power. One producer noted, "We needed someone who could ask the questions no one else dared to." That's always been Susanna's strength, and it felt only fitting to bring her back for this discussion. But that hasn't stopped viewers from reading into the moment. On social media, confusion reigned supreme. "I swear Susanna Reid was on ITV this morning. And now she's on the BBC. Is she on both now?" One fan posted. Another wrote, "This is like watching your ex show up at a party hosted by your current partner. Weird, but thrilling." The confusion, however, was laced with a hint of hope, especially from longtime BBC Breakfast loyalists who never quite accepted her move to ITV. Reid, with her journalistic background and level-headed charisma, always stood out from the pack. Many still consider her the gold standard for morning news presenters. Seeing her on the BBC again just felt right, one nostalgic viewer tweeted. Like she never left. As for ITV, the network reportedly wasn't surprised. A source close to GMB producers revealed they had full knowledge of Reid's appearance on the BBC and were supportive of her political involvement. Still, the industry knows how these cross-network flirtations can quickly spiral into behind-the-scenes tension. While Reid is contractually tied to ITV, broadcasting circles are no strangers to quiet negotiations and subtle shifts. Could her appearance mark the beginning of something bigger? A long-term BBC return or a new format in the works? Never say never, says media analyst Claire Higgins. The fact that the BBC reached out and Susanna accepted shows mutual respect remains strong. If the timing were right, a full-circle return isn't off the table. Speaking to Radio Times shortly after the broadcast, Reid addressed the confusion and buzz with her usual grace. "It was wonderful to be back, even for a brief time," she said. "The BBC was my home for many years, and I'll always have a soft spot for it. But I'm very happy where I am." She went on to say she was proud to be invited into the conversation and emphasized the importance of balanced, fearless journalism, regardless of the platform. Though she diplomatically downplayed any suggestion of a major move, her tone left just enough room for fans to dream. Beyond the initial buzz, Reid's BBC cameo carries a deeper significance. It's a symbolic merging of past and present, a nod to how far she's come and how much the landscape has changed since she last sat in the BBC studios. In 2014, her move to ITV was met with skepticism, Some doubted she'd hold her own without the BBC's credibility behind her. But she didn't just survive, she thrived. She evolved from breakfast presenter to powerful interviewer, landing headlines for fiery exchanges with everyone from government ministers to climate protesters. Now seeing her back where it all began feels less like a return and more like a reclamation. She's no longer the earnest journalist cutting her teeth on early morning shifts. She's Susanna Reid, seasoned, sharp, and at the top of her game. The BBC didn't just want nostalgia, they wanted relevance.